Y'all remember a Goofy movie? Well, I got another Goofy to talk about here today.
If you're wondering a little something about the war in Iran, or as the US government likes to call it, Project Epic Fury, in only the first 100 hours of this war, the United States has already spent over $3.7 billion.
You know, she really thinks she did something right there, but all I heard is that, well, Somali fraud costs the U.S. taxpayers more than bombing a tyrannical regime into oblivion with air and naval assets. I mean, just a low end estimate of fraud committed by these Somalis at 9 billion is more than her quoted figure there. And well, you know, they're saying that it likely is much more, maybe 18 billion. And that's only one state. You throw on top of that the fact that Illinois alone last year spent 2.5 billion, not even fraud, just spent 2.5 billion on housing and caring for illegal immigrants. But they don't care about that. They don't care about our state or federal government financially supporting, propping up people that have no right to be here legally. They don't care about these people coming here from another country and defrauding our system to the tune of billions, and only one state. God, look at them across the rest of the nation, and I imagine that number's going to balloon when they start looking at Illinois, which we know is one of the most corrupt states in the union. When they start looking at New York and California, I can only imagine that 9 billion to 18 billion is going to end up shooting on up to 100 billion or more. But that's just fine. That's okay. But spending money to topple a tyrannical regime that has been chanting death to America for decades and will almost certainly enter the conflict in order to divide our attention if and when we are forced to defend Taiwan against China, that's unacceptable.
So if you're wondering, why isn't China getting involved? We are running ourselves so far into fucking debt, they don't even need to get involved. The US dollar is going to become so diminished from this war, and China is inherently going to have a world stage advantage over us.
No, ma'am. Thank you for your attempt at a geopolitical analysis, but China isn't getting involved because we are their largest trading partner, and they are not about to endanger that partnership for someone else. When it comes to their own goals, perhaps maybe, but they are not going to put that on the line for another nation. In case you didn't know, the Chinese have zero honorable intention, nature, whatever. If you ain't Chinese, they don't actually care about you. They're one of the most racist nations on earth.
They're literally just watching Trump's administration drive our country into the ground and destroy all of our diplomatic relationships. So we're going even further into unimaginable amounts of debt, all because Trump is a pedophile and doesn't want you to pay attention to that. We have already seen some of the most heinous shit possible in the Epstein files, and I guarantee you there's worse that has not been released yet. So he's gonna try and burn it all to the ground and destroy our collective lives until somebody gets mad enough to take his. As is the inevitable order of things, given it's in the entire world's best interest.
Ah, yes. She couldn't get through this without a little bit of stochastic terrorism. You know, I love these leftists that call for violence, but themselves are never going to go out and risk freedom or life to commit the action that they're imploring others to go and do. It legitimately takes a special kind of person to sit and call for others to go and sacrifice themselves to fulfill or accomplish your views, beliefs, goals, whatever you want to call it, but themselves are never going to actually take that risk. Like, if you truly believe that Trump is basically Hitler and that, you know, what you said would actually improve the entire world markedly, why aren't you putting your money down? Why aren't you taking action? Because you don't actually believe that, or because you're a coward, plain and simple. But beyond that, the whole notion that, oh, America is going into extreme debt, blah, 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 blah. 44% of the U.S. currency in circulation today was created during COVID. 44%. That's how much the money supply of the United States dollar has expanded since COVID-19. And guess what? We might not be rolling in the dough, but we ain't falling just yet. I mean, I get that, you know, $1 billion, multiple billions of dollars is a lot of money to us, but relative to the United States GDP and budget, it's kind of a drop in the bucket. I mean, we waged war across the Middle East for 20 years. That just ended 6 years ago or so. And that didn't break us. But you think that, airstrikes and naval assets being deployed is somehow going to break us? Like, really?